Hey everybody, it's Tina Rico with the Creativity Cave. Welcome to another edition of Simple to Stunning Sundays. I am actually probably about ready to get off the cruise ship. Actually, that's probably not true. I'm probably in Rome right now. I am shooting this video right before I leave for my trip to Italy and Rome, and Italy and Greece, and I'm so excited to be going, and I can't wait to tell you about all my adventures when I get back. But I wanted to share a simple descending video before I got home, and so I thought you guys might like this. I'm featuring the Friend Like You bundle from Stampin' Up, and I really love this one, and I think this is one that people don't really notice too much in the catalog, so I'm hoping that I can show you how awesome this set really is. All right, we're going to start really simple with just a thick sheet of Whisper White cardstock. Fold that in half. And then I've got a few stamps or images that I want to stamp. One of my images is dirty though, so give me 1 second. I'm going to clean it off on my chamois. All right, so I love the fact that this is a 2-step stamp set. So I'm going to start with some just some greenery, I guess, right here at the bottom, and I'll stamp that in Pear Pizzazz. Okay, so really, really simple. Then the second step is the flower parts that are going to fit right over that. And I will stamp those in Daffodil Delight. So I'll just ink that up. And then I'm going to line this up so that all those different flowers kind of sit on a stem. And there we go. Like so. Isn't that cool? So really, really simple. And then I'll simply take and add my sentiment in black ink. Thanks for being there for me. A nice sentiment, don't you think? And then one more little touch, which is going to be our dragonflies in some Pool Party ink. And I'll just stamp those right there. Okay, so that's a pretty simple card, right? It took me 3 minutes to make it. So let's move on to our second version of this card. I'm going to fold my card in half this time. Again, well, actually, I should say not this time, again. And I also have die cut myself a stitched rectangle. And so rather than stamping on my card base, I'm going to stamp on my stitched rectangle. So I'll do pretty much the same stamping. I've got this greenery right near the bottom. I'll stamp the flowers right on top. And there we go. I'll add that cute little dragonfly here. And then I'm going to add my sentiment onto this piece. Actually, you know what? I might stamp it right below this piece. Yeah, I think that'll be good. So I'll pop this up. And this card is basically about the same amount of time plus die cutting this rectangle. So not a very time-consuming project at all. We'll add that sentiment right at the bottom. Okay, again, a really nice, simple card. Let's really kick it up a notch with this next one. We're going to add several things. So I will once more start with my half sheet of thick white cardstock. Okay, I'm also going to add a beautiful layer of what cardstock. So this is a 4x5¼ piece of Whisper White, just to kind of jazz things up. And then I've die cut this die. Isn't that gorgeous? We're going to adhere that to our card and create kind of a fun little background. Now the easiest way to do that is to use my liquid glue, my silicone mat, and my Stampin' Sponge. So I'll just squeeze some glue out there, get my sponge, kind of spread that glue out so it's nice and even, and then I'm just going to sponge the glue onto this die, and that will adhere it down onto my cardstock panel really nicely without getting glue absolutely everywhere. Okay, so I'm just going to adhere that to the bottom edge here, like so. And look at how perfect that is. Oh, I love this technique. Okay, we'll take our scissors and just trim that end off. Okay. Next up, we'll do our stamping once again on our little stitched rectangle that I die cut. So I'm stamping that at the bottom. Now, this time I'm going to add a little more color. So I'm going to start by inking up those bottom, we'll do the bottom 3 leaves in our Daffodil Delight ink. And also, because I'm kind of a lazy stamper, I could clean this, but I'm not gonna, or not clean it. Well, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, then I'm inking the next couple of images with my Coastal Cabana. No, Calypso Coral. Then I'm actually going to wipe off the ink off of those 2 tall pieces. And then on that one, I'm going to actually ink it up with Poppy Parade. You could use your markers, but I think I've indicated too that I'm a lazy stamper, and I believe this proves that in spades. I am indeed lazy. Okay, so now I've got everything inked, and I'm just going to stamp that just as I've been, right onto the stems. Okay. And I'm just trying to get them lined up right. There we go. Oh, isn't that awesome? I think that looks so cool. Okay, we'll of course add our little dragonflies. And this time we're going to stamp our sentiment right over the top of our little floral image. Okay, obviously we'll pop this layer up too. Now I stamped my sentiment a little bit crooked, so I could go back and stamp it once again on a scrap and then just adhere that scrap over the top, but I think I might just leave it. This is probably okay. Well, it is kind of crooked. There we go. I'll adhere that piece. I really don't want to cover up that greenery is really what my problem is, but it is kind of crooked, so maybe I will. But the beauty of this is that there are things that you can do to fix it. All right, here's, ooh, that's kind of a skinny strip. Hopefully that'll work. For my sentiment, I didn't stick my butt out. That's the key to this whole process. Oh, there we go. That'll work. Now I'm going to trim this one end like so. And then I'll do my triple banner on this other end. And I'll do it once more. Even. Oh, that's not even. Whew, 3rd time's the charm. Okay. So I'm going to pop that right up on top. of my card with one of these little edge pieces of my dimensionals. Now, this is looking wonderful. At this point, I could certainly add a layer of ribbon around here if I wanted. And I think what I'll use actually will be some baker's twine. I want to keep this kind of subtle and pretty, and baker's twine will just be a nice little touch without it being too much, you know, because sometimes on my final version of the stunning version of my Simple to Stunning Sundays, things get a little crazy. Okay, so I'll just tie this bow on here, and then we will adhere this layer to our card. Once I fiddle with my, oh, come on, with my bow. I just want it just right, you know what I mean? There we go, that looks wonderful. Okay, so I will go ahead and add this to my card base, and then I think I do have a stunning yet simple card this week for you. So I hope you've loved these projects. You have to tell me which version is your favorite in the comments. If any of these items you'd like to purchase, you can shop my online store. The link is in the description of this video, and you can also see my blog post with all the items I used, dimensions, and photos and everything. So I'll bring in my other two versions of this card, and there you go. So thank you guys so much for stamping with me today. I hope you loved these cards, and have a great rest of your week. I will see you soon when I get back from my trip. Bye, everybody.